One more time.
Yeah, one more time. Go again.
Go again.
I forgot the lyrics.
Take your time for me, baby, go low. And I couldn't go slow.
We are in the Orange Box by JBL, and I'm joined by my co-host Sian Anderson.
Inside.
And the one and only Darkoo. Round of applause for Darkoo.
Thank you.
How are you, man? Every time I see you, it's just high energy vibes.
Thank you, man. Always, man.
I want to ask you some quick fire questions because this is what we do over here. Quickly, if you was to listen to one genre for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Afro beats.
Ooh.
Come on.
Not R&B?
It's hard. Like, I love R&B so much. I don't think you'll understand how much I love R&B, but, you know, Afro beats. Because of what I feel like now as well, there's so much R&B and Afro beats. I think I'll do the Afro. I'll stick to Afro. Because if you listen to people like Fireboy, Joe Boy, there's a lot of R&B influences in their music and it. So yeah, I think Afro beats.
Afro beats can't die though, man.
It can't.
It's too powerful. I feel like it was here before us.
Yeah.
Look how big like you just got to look at it like this here. Look how big Africa is.
Yeah.
Like even if there was no one listening to it was UK not listening to, US not listening to. Look at how massive.
You know what's so crazy though? We focus, I think, primarily on West Africa because that's where Nigeria and Ghana and
South Africa's crazy though.
Wallahi, I was gonna say that their music over there is insane.
And you know what it is? They just listen to
And they nyash.
Oh yeah, crazy.
Oh God. Shaky. shaky. Also, let's move on to like songs and stuff. Yeah. If you was to listen to 3 songs for the remainder of your life, what would they be?
Oof.
I'm really proud of that question.
Kalani, Change Your Life.
Oh wow.
Wizkid. I think I met you before, girl.
Oh
but
yeah.
it's that one. They'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That one, and then third one, Loyal, Chris Brown, Loyal.
Oh.
You gotta give him that one.
Yeah, you do.
Massive tune.
Yeah, you do have to give him that one. Little dance in the video.
Yeah. He's the sickest dancer after Michael Jackson and Usher.
Yeah.
Because
After Michael Jackson and Usher.
No, Usher's different level. Don't play with Usher. When he was doing that mic stuff.
Oh, New Flame.
Who's your inspiration? Like who? And sometimes you find out and you be like, raw, really? Like, do you get inspiration from them? When you was growing up or even up to now, like who's been your inspirations that's made you want to like elevate your sound? Wizzy baby.
Wiz, David O, 100%.
But I looking. That man knows how to shout.
Yeah. Yeah, David, I think Chris Brown.
Oh.
Yeah. Chris
For
Brown.
the moves them.
For the moves them. Do you get me? Like he's so different. Chris Brown is just, he can do anything.
Would you say they're like your dream collabs as well? Or is there someone else you'd like?
Oh, Wizkid, I think that collab's coming soon.
Yeah, it's
Or if it's already
It's
there.
an organic collab, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's kind of like an obvious one. I'm talking like, what would we not expect, like, for you to hear Darkoo on a tune with?
I don't know. You know, I'm definitely very interested in doing like a lot of like, you know, the R&B stuff, like getting in with the R&B females.
People will be in their feels. Could you imagine?
Yeah, Darkoo and LMA. So listen, a lot of people don't know you was raised in Nigeria and then you came over here. And you can tell it's been influenced by that, where you're from in your music. How important is your culture and where you're from and the people who you are around and who you grew up with the style of music that you make and the sound you make as well?
Very important, man. Africa's everything. I think Africa's everything is the reason why we do it. I grew up there in Nigeria, then I came here. So everything that I knew is Nigeria, it's Africa. So like it's the reason why I'm doing everything I'm doing. Like it pushes me, makes me want to go harder. Do you get me? Because everything at the end of the day we do it and then we're gonna go back there. That's my plan. I'm gonna go back there.
Did you make music in Nigeria?
No, I used to play football.
Okay.
What position was you?
Strike. I always wanted to play football.
Is it go?
Is it go? Straight in. Yeah, I wanted to play. I was really good. Very, very good. I used to play with because I left Nigeria like 7.
Okay.
I used to play. I remember every morning on the way, like before school, we wake up at like 6 a.m. downstairs in the compound playing football with the man them, just playing and playing and playing.
Do you know what's so mad? I remember when I went to Sierra Leone, I did it as well, but everyone was playing with their bare feet. And me, I wanted to kind of show style. Like, you get me? Bro, my foot was broke. And I realized, that's why you see when you see Drogba and he's shooting with Vim, it's because he's...
Because he really...
Yeah.
Is in Nigeria, where it is like... Because of obviously they drink the drinks and like... glass bottle. So when you open it with the finger, so it's everywhere. That's what's gonna hurt your feet.
So what happened with football? Why didn't that work out? Because everybody always says, I had a knee injury, so now I do music.
No, I didn't have any injury. You know what it is? It's like, I started being a girl.
Yeah. Pretty straightforward.
You know what I mean? Like, I remember it was like year 7, I had a best friend, and, you know, we just started Instagram. I used to enjoy spending more time there. My dad wasn't with me at that time, but my mom wasn't able to take me to. I had a lot of scouts. Like, I had people who wanted me to come and do this and do that and do that and try out for this team, but I wasn't able to go as well. So I think that was also one of the reasons. But then I found music.
But when you found music, how did it like turn into like something which became a hobby, then actually turns into a career? Where was the point where you was like, no, I think I can actually do this properly?
I think I started in year 10. Year 10, it was in secondary school, like, you have rap battles and it was always like, lunchtime, we were doing that, innit? Because I went to all girls school, innit? So there wasn't no football. It was either you're gossiping or you're doing or rap battles and stuff. So it started from there, and then one of my friends was like, yo, you can actually do this, I started wanting to be a rapper. Like, I wanted to be a drill rapper.
What was your rap name at first? Was it always Darkoo?
It was Darkoo. The reason why my name was Darkoo, because I felt like, basically, my Instagram name was Basic Darkee. I don't know, it was yeah, I was young. So obviously, I took the Darkee, Darkii, and I changed it to O's, because I felt like the 2 I's was too nice, innit? Because if you want to be a drill
artist, back in the day, when I used to see gal message, man, with you good with two U's, I used to say, what's this? What child am I talking to? Yeah. So I get it. So
yeah, so I changed it, because now people always ask me, why is your name with 2 O's, not 1? Because when you say it's really Darkoo, but it's actually Darkoo. But yeah, it was because there was 2 I's, I changed it to O's, because I felt like the O was a bit more like, yeah. So
did you transition from kind of being on Instagram to being an artist?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was. I started recording, like, getting in the studio. I remember I was on a bus one time, and there was this guy that we knew did music, and he had a studio. Every time he used to ask me for cream, because I always had cream.
I'm done.
I know, it's so crazy, but it's actually how the first time I actually got
you could never be seen ashy now after you said that.
Never, man.
Never.
I cream up all the time. Listen, so everybody knows me, and if you need cream,
you're the one.
I'm the one. Every time he needed cream, he would come and ask me. And then one time I was like, yo, I heard you got a studio. He was like, okay, come. I came. Then we were rap. Like, I obviously started the rapping thing. And then like 2 months after, one time he put one beat on, and then I went there. I started singing.
Wow.
And he was like,
okay.
What's that?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, bro.
How did you find like your first experience in studio? Like when you actually got in the booth and there was a mic there and there was headphones on and the beat was playing. Like how did you first kind of find your feet in studio? You've rapped a verse, now it's like harmonies, ad libs, like the engineer's throwing all these words at you. How did you find your feet?
Yeah, 100 takes, man. 100 takes.
You're the realist.
100 takes.
Do you say it one more time?
Yeah, one more time. Go again.
Go again.
I forgot the lyrics. Yeah, all of that.
Does that, you see, with confidence, because for me, I know, like, even with presenting, when you do 1 take, 2 take, it's like, wow, I don't know how to speak. Being in the booth, how was that for the confidence side of things? Because you're obviously trying something that you haven't done, which is singing. You've obviously done the rapping. How was that for confidence? And was it something that you felt like from early, that was the biggest test that you could have in the booth?
Everything I do, like, I'm a very confident person. Like, I believe in myself. So I think when I put my head to the music, a lot of people, you know, used to call my music rubbish, which it probably was. But you know,
we move.
You gotta start from somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I had confidence in the thing, man. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew where I wanted to be. There was a lot, like at that time, there was this girl called Disney. She was rapping. So she inspired me because I've never actually seen anyone from Ends doing music. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It was all the man them, everyone in South, the man them doing music. So I was like, yo, like I can do this. You get what I'm trying to say? So and at that time, I think it was at the time of Steph when she done Hurting You, because Hurting You was about 2-3 years ago.
Hurting Me, yeah, that was
Hurting Me was about 3 years ago. So seeing that as well was like to me, yo, like I can really do this. Like I can really do it. So yeah, that definitely pushed me. And you know, I put my head down, man. Every single thing I done was for music. I used to work. Everything I got from work, I put into music. Like that was my thing.
Speaking of that, because we're all me and you, we're African, so sorry, Si. But it's like when you tell your parents that the money that you're working from this job, I'm going to go and invest it into studio. What was that conversation like? Or when you said, okay, this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to take music serious. What was that conversation like?
It was calm because obviously when I started music, I was only literally at the age, you start working at 16?
16.
Yeah, you start working at 16. So from then I was working. So it was not like I needed to pay bills or anything. So my parents were like, it's cool. Like, do you get me? Like, I feel like my parents gave me everything that I needed. Do you get what I mean? So it was like me working was, I wanted to work. I didn't have to work. I wanted to work and be able to fund the things that I need to fund. I don't really want to be asking my parents for money. But I don't know, man. When I first told them about music, they were a bit... My dad was like, cool. But I feel like, you know the dad, they just don't want to be the ones to ruin
say
your
to your
dream.
daughter,
Just in case.
You are not going to make it.
Yes.
Okay.
Just in case. Like, you know what it is? My mom's like I'm closer to my mom, innit? But she was a bit still like... Because, you know, I don't know, you know, African parents are very comfortable with just... be a doctor, be an engineer. Because I was studying engineering, innit? So just that's what I wanted to do, and I did love it. But yeah, that's what they wanted, innit? But eventually, obviously, my mum seen that, yo, like I was so on this music, like I stopped every single week. I used to get a letter home from school that I'm naughty. Every single week. When I started music, I didn't get in trouble no more. I didn't chill in this place where I used to chill in Bexley Heath, Broadway. I didn't chill with no one. As soon as school was done, home. Do you get me? Like I was serious. Like that's what I wanted to do, innit? From young, I was branding myself. But I was making sure that just in case I blow in it, I don't want the madness to come out and the X me. And finish me. So I said, you know what? I'm going home.
You saying you was aware of cancel culture from early?
What? I don't want no fights coming.
No, but I think with yours and your situation, I think the reason why everyone gravitates to you is because you're just being yourself and you are very like self-aware of who you are. Do you think that's something that's happened because of the people who you were around, and how important is it to have like a good people around you to direct you in the right way? Because I see with everyone that you come to shoots with or people you're associated with, it's always good people around you. Yeah. And how important has that been for you as well?
Yeah, 100%. It's about the people around me, and I feel like it's definitely my upbringing. Like my parents have been very cool. Like they've just been very. They just accept everything, do you know what I'm trying to say? Because they're very real, they know how things are, innit? I remember even when we shot Gangster, the first scene, because when I did that Thriller, it was just around the time I cut my hair. Because I used to wear wigs and that, you know what I mean? And then, it was just around the time I cut my hair, so I did a video with my haircut. But so when I was having label meetings and stuff, that's what they wanted to see. Because I went to one meeting in it and they were like, I don't know, I felt like they were like, this is not what they wanted to see. So I came in the next meeting with a trim and that. So I was like, yeah, this is gangster, do you get me? And then I remember we shot the first video, and this is the time before One Nation was on the song. So we shot the first video, and then like 5 days after he put his verse on, then we shot another bit. And then I was like to my manager, I was like to him, yo, should I put my wig on? He was like, yeah, do it. And then from there,
it became a bit of a thing, didn't it? Like everyone was not a bit of a thing; it was a big thing.
Is there two of them?
Is there two of them?
On my life, when I watched the video, I was like, no, these twins are going crazy. And you know what I mean? I thought the two O's was that to represent the two twins. Yeah.
Sick.
I swear that I didn't know what was going on, but that's what I like, and I think Sian alluded to it. It's like. It's not like a split personality, but it's to show you, get you a girl that can do both kind of thing. And I think you've taken that on for such a young age as well. Like for me, I only grew into like my confidence when I was like 25. And I feel like you've had that from early, and it's evident in your music as well, because even with the songs that you've dropped, I've spoken to you before about it, but you was always confident that there was always going to be bangers as well. And I think that's something that radiates in your music as well. Is that something that like, it's like you have to prove people wrong, that anyone that's a doubter towards you, and that's why you're just so relentless with the music you make?
Nah, 100%, man. You gotta be confident. Like I'm only 19. From like, I don't know. My mom always said to me that I used to be them kids that like when you tell me no, I'll come back. I'll come back. I'll be like, nah, man. Do you get me? Like, and you know when they're having them adult conversation, I always used to like to get involved. I was always a bit, too old for myself, but. I'm 19, but I'm a 30-year-old. Really, truly,
deep down, old soul.
If they ask,
do they listen to your music, your parents?
Yeah.
Do they critique it? Are they like?
My dad asks me about some lyrics.
And what'd you say to?
Even in I don't know, Dad. It's just lyrics, man. It's just lyrics, man. That's what I say.
Does he know? Is he genuinely asking you? He knows.
His dad's not. Come on, man. Our dads have been doing this before us.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
And you have to have a serious conversation about
You know what it is? My dad, you know what it is? Like, we can have, like, we don't have deep conversations about this, innit? Do you get me? Like, I remember I just did one thing on my YouTube. It was a dating thing. And then my dad, he just texted me. He was like, "Oh, so this is what you like to, because obviously they're asking about intimate stuff, and it's like, well, so you like this, yeah?" It was like to me, "Oh, come on, show me and your mom out." I was like, "What are you doing, bro?" Yeah, we definitely have, like, we're very, very cool and open with each other. I think that's the best. We communicate very well.
Do you think about that when you're writing lyrics? Do you think about how it's going to be taken in Nigeria and how it's going to be taken in your family home?
110%. I remember I never used to say certain things in my music, in my songs, but now I don't really care.
Yeah.
Because I feel
If
like
they're over
they've
it now,
warmed
innit?
up to
You've
it.
done
Yeah. You might as well go the full way.
I mean, the money's coming in, Sha.
As in. But that's so mad you say that, because I feel like every person, from our neck of the woods that's black, that gets it, when you first start doing it, there's no money in it. And it's like the typical job is doctor, like you said, or lawyer, or go be a nurse or midwife. Like, how rewarding does it make you feel that not only did you prove, not like, because you said that your parents were very supportive of it, but to actually do it, how important did that make you feel? And do you feel like well, I know you have anyway, but do you feel like you've made your parents proud as well?
110%. Like, I proved everyone wrong, to be honest. Even my parents, because let's be honest, in their head they still had I was still gonna go to uni. I was just, when Gangster came out, I was in my second year of college. I was just about to go uni, innit? I remember they were asking me to do the UCAS thing. I didn't want to do it. Because I didn't want to really go. But yeah. And then it came in the perfect time, innit? But listen, my dad used to complain all the time. He used to be like, "You're coming home at 2 a.m. Eh? What are you doing? The child of God is not supposed to be walking in the streets." Do you hear me? Like, my dad used to be on me. But I was like, "Dad, man." Do you hear me? In my heart, I used to have these big arguments with my dad about, like, studio. Because everywhere I was at was studio. I didn't care about parties. I went to some parties, but it was studio, innit? He used to complain all the time. And then I remember when Gangster was happening, my parents were in Nigeria at that time. They came back. My life has changed.
Wow.
I was like, "Mommy, Daddy, this is the deal. This is oh, really?" My dad was like, "Yes, my daughter."
Yeah, that's good. I believe in you. I believe in
I
you.
always believed in that.
Yeah.
Do you still live at home?
Yeah, I do.
So you're
Yeah, I do.
How important has social media been for your career as well? Because we kind of we're kind of a bit older, innit? So we grew up before social media took off. But I feel like you was raised in an era where it was prominent. How important has that been for you as well?
Nah, very, like, social media is vital in everything that's happening right now. Social media is where it is. Like, without Twitter, Gangster would have never been.
I feel like you probably have more surprises in store for us. Like, I don't feel as though what I'm going to expect from you is kind of just straight down the line African music, full stop. I feel like there's probably more to you in terms of maybe like a little Oasis that you listen to, or something that we might not expect. Like, what is it that Darkoo is listening to?
I'm an R&B person.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I like the smooth.
The rhythms.
Smooth
rhythms.
Man, you hear me? I'm definitely very, very into R&B. I got a lot of R&B music that I make.
Who do you make music for? Because it could easily fall into I make music for my Nigerian community, or it could be I make music for my English community, or I make tunes for the gal them, or I make tunes for the man them. Are you making tunes for everybody, or is there a specific person that you are making music for?
Person?
Yeah, like, is there like a specific person in mind where you're like, this is what a Darkoo fan. This is a Darkoo fan.
Daddy,
She was thinking about someone there.
She's a person. Who told you that?
Gangster, I'll say, was definitely a UK but Afro song because of the way it, like, the way it took,
big bit.
you know what I mean? It was like,
I love
you
that
could
bit.
tell that I'm from the UK, but you could tell that I'm very highly influenced by African music, and that was the whole point. And I feel like that's the thing about me. Everything is gonna. I was brought up here. I know everything. I know majority of everything I know is here. Innit? Gangster. I didn't say who I'm loving like a gangster. I didn't say she. I didn't say he.
If you was to say what your sound is in one word, what would it be?
Confusing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That was a good.
I could have picked a better word, but because of confusing can cover all the other words, I thought them use confusing, because I've had tunes where it's just me, and I sent to someone, it's like, who's the feature on that? Who's the other person?
Yeah. Who are they?
Who are they? No, it's me.
Yeah.
It's me still. So yeah, like I feel like with me, like I'm always so ready to change everything. Like I really want you to be excited. I don't want you to ever get bored of the things that. So yeah, definitely confusing.
Well,
You never know what to get.
Darkoo the GOAT. Yeah, I'm putting it. Yeah.
Thank you, Darkoo, for joining us.
I didn't say that, and then
You don't need to say
In
nothing
the
now.
orange box. Thank you for joining us
You're
in here, Darkoo.
Thank you.
I've been HP like the sauce.
Oh, yeah, Sian Anderson, like the sauce. And this has been brought to you by JBL.